Okay, so in this lab for using math methods, we are given three floating point numbers, x, y, and z, and it wants us to output x to the power of z, x to the power of y to the power of z, the absolute value of y, and the square root of x times y to the power of z. Okay, so we have our class math methods and our main method. So the first thing I'm going to do is import the utility for the scanner so that we can take some user input for these values. So I'm going to type import java.util, and I'm just going to use asterisk for all utility. And I'm going to create a new identifier for scanner. I'm going to use in equals new scanner system.in. Okay, and then I'm going to declare my three variables x, y, and z. They're floating points, so they're going to be a type double x equals, and since it's going to be user input, it's going to be equal to in.next double. We're going to do the same thing for y and z. In.next double here, and double z is equal to in.next double. Okay, so that's going to ask for some user input. And just so that it's clear when you run the program, I'm going to type out the question. What are the values of x, y, and z? Alright, so we'll see that when we run the program, and then we'll input the values for x, y, and z. Alright, next we're going to output the answers for these expressions. So system.out print line, so it drops down the line every time so that the answers are not all back to back. And the first one is x to the power of z. So we're going to call the math class math.pow for power of x to the power of z. Okay, just like that, and it'll print out the value of x to the power of z. Next one is x to the power of y to the power of z. So we're going to have math.pow embedded inside of math.pow. The first one is x to the power of math.pow of y to the power of z. Okay, so this is taking x to the power of this expression, which is y to the power of z. Alright, third one. This is the absolute value of y. So again, the math class dot abs takes the absolute value, and we'll just put y. And lastly, oops. Oh, sorry. There we go. System.out print the square root of x times y to the power of z. Okay, so we'll start off with the math class again. SQRT for square root of x times y to the power of z. So it's going to be an exponent again. So math.pow, taking the square root of this expression, which is math.pow of x times y. So in parentheses, x times y. That's the base, and z is the exponent. So that takes x times y to the power of z. close that parentheses. That takes the square root of the inside expression. So now this is being taken the square root of by math.sqrt. And we close the final parentheses, semicolon to end our statement. And that should be it. That should give us all of our answers. So let's go ahead and run this program, see what it says. It's going to ask for some input. Okay, compiled, no errors. What are the values for x, y, and z? So I'm going to take some random floating point numbers. 2.5 for x, 4.0 for y, and 3.2 for z. And it should compute. Those are my answers. I have a calculator. Let's go ahead and test out just the first two to make sure that we're doing our calculations correctly. Let's see, the first one is x to the power of z, so x is 2.5 to the power of z, which is 3.2, and that should give us 18.76, and there we go, 18.7675. Okay, and the second one was let's see, it was x to the power of y to the power of z. So we'll do x. What is x again? 2.5 to the power of, and then in parentheses, y to the power of z. Y is 4.0 to the power of z, which is 3.2. That's the inside, and then equals 4.312, and that's what we have down here, 4.312. So there we go. Our calculations are correct. And that's how we solve this lab.